All right, let's dive into some of the wildest viral stories making the rounds. Today, we're breaking down a celebrity beef that feels totally staged, a really public moment that's just, well, it's kind of weird, and a rescue mission that feels like it's straight out of a cartoon.
So we're going to start with a legendary quarterback who seems to have a new rivalry, but is it even real?
Then, we're going to look at this moment between a super famous couple that has everyone talking and honestly, feeling a little grossed out.
And to wrap it all up, we've got a rescue story that is so unbelievable you'd think someone wrote it for a movie. It's a weird mix, I know, so let's just get right into it.
Okay, first up, we've got the NFL GOAT, Tom Brady, going up against WWE star and YouTuber Logan Paul. There's been a lot of trash talk flying back and forth, and it really looks like a genuine feud is starting to heat up. So here's the deal. Brady kind of takes a shot at Paul, calling his whole wrestling thing cute. And Paul fires right back, saying Brady couldn't handle a pile driver. You know, it's that classic celebrity smack talk we've seen a million times. But is there something else going on here?
Well, according to the folks in our source material, this whole rivalry is completely fake. They're not buying it for a second. They see it as a totally staged event just to get people talking about something else.
And what is that something else? It's this, the Fanatics Flag Football Classic, happening in Saudi Arabia. And get this, Brady and Paul are scheduled to be there, playing on the same team. Yeah, all of a sudden, this doesn't look like a real fight anymore, does it? It looks a whole lot more like a marketing plan.
The podcast hosts, they do not hold back. They have total disdain for the whole thing. They just see it as this cringy, money grab stunt, from the fake drama all the way to where the event is taking place.
And here's the craziest part. After all of this drama, all this promotion, the hosts are speculating the event might not even happen. They pointed out the travel advisories for the region, which means this entire publicity stunt could all be for nothing. Just wild. Okay. Our next story also involves a celebrity couple and a camera, but this is less about a fake feud and way more about a very real and, let's be honest, a very questionable moment between Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco. So you really have to understand the context here because this whole thing happened in two parts. First, on his podcast, Benny Blanco shows off his feet, and they are incredibly dirty. Then, in the next episode, Selena Gomez just leans right over and casually kisses them. On camera, for everyone to see. And the reaction from the Source podcast host was, well, pretty blunt. Looking at the state of those feet, they felt like there was really only one possible explanation for what they just saw. And here's a truly bizarre little side note to all this. The host pointed out that even after this whole incident, Benny's rating on the website WikiFeet, and yes, that is a real website, is still just a kind of mediocre 3 out of 5. Apparently, the real foot aficionados out there were not impressed.
All right, for our final story, we are shifting gears completely. We're moving away from celebrity antics and into a genuinely strange and pretty dangerous situation that honestly feels like it was ripped straight out of a Saturday morning cartoon.
Just try to imagine this. You're stranded 900 feet up in the air. That is exactly what happened to two people when their hot air balloon got snagged on a massive communications tower in Longview, Texas.
And the rescue operation itself was just incredible. I mean, it took a total of 35 firefighters to pull this off, and 14 of them had to physically climb that 900-foot tower to get to them.
You know, watching the footage of this super risky situation, the hosts at our source were left with a pretty simple question. I mean, the sheer absurdity of getting stuck like that just made them wonder about the whole appeal of hot air ballooning in the first place.
And it really does make you think about the technology itself, right? This way of getting around feels so old and, frankly, kind of dangerous. So where did it even come from?
Well, it turns out this technology is surprisingly old. We're talking all the way back to 1783 in France. And here's a fun little tidbit from the source. One of the podcast hosts, just based on his knowledge of Ben Franklin's time in Paris, took a guess at the year of invention, and he was only off by 1 year. So when you step back and look at these three completely different stories, a manufactured celebrity feud for profit, a bizarrely intimate moment shared with the world, and a real-life rescue that seems too strange to be true, it leaves you with a final thought. What does this wild mix of viral moments that we all consume every day actually say about us, about our culture, and what grabs our attention? Definitely something to think about.